right, y'all. So I want to have a talk with y'all. I got a download today, and I got this download in a different way before. So please take this download seriously, okay? Look, the Creator said that us divine ones, we need to start living life on our own terms. Some of us think we are, but we're not. If we are always going to where there's pressure on us, where we feel like we're not in control of our energy, then we're not living on our own terms. It's time for a lot of divine ones to live more outside of the online world. Our minds ain't for all this, just being online all the time and not getting no air. We need way more air than a lot of other people because we're under attack too heavily. Some of y'all got to start taking action now to make sure that what you're doing every day, most of what you're doing is actually what you feel like doing. Now, I know some of y'all say, well, I don't feel like doing this. Then don't do it. Now, and I know if you have kids or you have a job, but you ain't got to go all in on a job. If you don't feel like doing that job you're doing, then don't go all in. There's plenty of other jobs. At this point, we have to start trusting, a lot of us have to start trusting that we are covered and favored. If we're going to say that, then start living like we are and stop all this fear and paranoia and worried about what people think. Go out and live your life. You'll never, look, if you're always online, I'm telling you right now, you probably have a fantasy spell on you. It's spell work where you're living in fantasy land, where it's only a little bit fulfilling. You will always wake up and feel the same way, that same low feeling, and don't know why it keeps coming back. You have you have to have a part of your life that is very non-modern, especially if you're divine, because your soul is probably old. Your soul knows a time before all this modern stuff, and it still wants to experience that. It still remembers how good it felt to be non-modern. So if you're just like, oh, I'm just gonna be modern, that's why you're miserable at times and you can't explain it. It's why you're emotionally unstable, why you're in your mind chattering all the time. This time period is not for a lot of divine ones. Some of y'all was probably in your past lives, your soul essence, your soul cosmic energy was probably of a saint from 200 years ago or 300, 400 years ago. And those memories is still in you and they're still whispering to your soul. They're whispering inside the core saying, I still need what I once had. This is real talk. And yeah, people are going to say you're insane. Why are you doing non-modern things? Why are you like that? No, nobody else doing it. It don't matter. You know that you will get your peace. That's all that matters. You know the people that's not willing to answer the call of their soul. You know they don't have no peace, even if they looking down on you. Hi everybody. Oh, hi President. How you doing? Um, we like to talk a lot about celebrities. We love to say that they have this and they have that, but they were willing to take risk. They was willing to take that loan money and bet on themselves. They was willing to talk to people and go out here and connect with people that know how to do it. They wasn't just hiding around. Some of them was around when the internet came out. They weren't hiding on the internet. This Stoic principle has been given to me many times in different ways, and please take this seriously. The Stoic principle of living like it's your last day. Okay? Every day should be treated like it's your last day. Not just today, See, some people say, I'm going to do the Stoic principle today. If this is your last day, then every day after that should be this day. That way, you know you're not wasting your life. It's impossible. Every single day of your day is your last day. Every single day. But people are not willing to do that because people are so wondering, always wondering, who's going to do it with me? You go out there and you meet people once you do it, and then they're already doing it. So, of course, they might do it with you. Stop expecting people from your past to come back to do it with you, people that you know right now. Go out there and meet new people who are actually doing what you would do if it was your last day. I think that's so weird that people are like, well, I don't have nobody to go to the museum. If you go to the museum, you will meet people at the museum. Y'all, it's this, the way people think nowadays is wild. Like, you find museum goers at the museum. Okay, if you're going to troll the internet and put out ads and wait for somebody to answer, okay, go ahead. But what's better than actually going there and meeting people who are doing it? Somebody said that was a good video in the community news. Oh, I don't know what you mean. What good video? Well, this one right here, I'm telling you, this was an urgent download. Okay, I had plans on spending my morning, to be honest, y'all, by myself. But this was so important because I got this download two different ways about living it like it's your last day. Some of y'all don't understand that you're not always going to be in the health that you're in. You never know when there's health problems being manifested upon you. You never know. So because you don't know, you might as well just go ahead and live your best day. You know, y'all, look, I'm going to use my life as an example. Okay? I was living in a beautiful apartment. Y'all, it had new carpets. It had a beautiful fireplace. It was beautiful. It was in a beautiful community. All the kids played together in harmony. Everybody got along. It was nice. Then one day, the landlord committed insurance fraud, and the police knocked on the door and said we had 24 hours to get out. We didn't even get a 30-day notice. They didn't even care if we had anywhere to go. The state had took the property from the landlord. So they could have thrown anybody out at any time. They didn't care that we had a baby. Nobody came to help us. Nobody. We ended up separated. I ended up living in two different houses, and they ended up living in two different houses. This is all while I was scheduled to get a job interview that I really wanted to have, what really wanted. This is all while my daughter was only about 3 years old. Okay? She was real, real little. Now, before that, as I said, we was living it up. We was living it up. We had a nice car, nice home. We was traveling. We was going camping. It was the perfect life, y'all. I'm telling you no lie. We had friends and good times. But in one day, it all disappeared. It all disappeared. And it took about 5 months for us to even get some of that back, some of that life back. We ended up getting an apartment much smaller because we took a major financial loss over that. And then it took us some years to even be able to build up our finances again. I ended up having to cash out my 401. We ended up having to put money into this, and then people died. We had to pay for some people's funerals, and then my daughter ended up having to go to school. We had to pay for her education. So you see, when you're complaining about your situation, you don't realize that there could be a worse scenario that you could be in. You really can. I remember I used to complain about how lonely I was at times at home alone with my daughter when we had our beautiful apartment. But what I didn't know is that it could be a lot worse, and it did get worse. So think of it like what is actually working for me where I'm at right now, and how can I use where I'm at right now to do better. And just don't even think about the struggle parts. Because if you can't do nothing about it, if you can't do nothing about the struggle parts, you might as well not even think about it. You might as well just focus on what works and what can get you out of and away from the struggles. That's all you can do. Like I don't like living around here, y'all. I'm gonna keep it real. This is a beautiful park. Yeah, it's nice and beautiful, but a lot of the people here are very low vibrational. They're not. They're antisocial. It's not a close knit community. It's like everybody's like all about myself and that's it. You know, it's very everyone's in that I got it going on, so I don't need to talk to nobody. Everybody around here thinks that material things make them who they are. A lot of people do. So I don't want to live in a neighborhood like this, not being divine like I am. So, but at the same time, I try to realize that in ways it is working for me. I'm writing my great work. I got some good inspiration. You know, I could write some great stuff that's dark and gloomy living over here about loss and suffering and pain and vanity and entitlement. I could write about that type of stuff, about the toxicity of life. I wrote some of my best work living in this neighborhood. I've achieved some of my biggest goals in writing living in this neighborhood. So the point that I'm making is that you at some point you got to just start doing inventory of what is working. You need to do that first because if you do inventory of what's not working, then you're going to keep telling yourself you're not living your best day. Oh, you're going to feel the feeling like you're already dead. You're going to start to feel like you're already dead. At this point, y'all, stop chasing material things. Stop chasing materialistic people, y'all, and go make you some friends that actually want to live. They actually want to have fun. They actually want to be creative. They actually want to get along. They want you to be heard. They want you to tell them how you feel. They want to hear how you feel. They want to see you take action in your life and help you take the action to have your dreams come true. Who cares if they're fat, skinny, tall, dark, brown skin, light skin, white, somewhere between Chinese? Who cares? None of that even matters. Don't matter what car they're driving. It doesn't matter anymore, y'all. It doesn't matter. All of that is just too expensive. It's too expensive mentally, emotionally to even focus on material things. It's too expensive emotionally, mentally to even focus on having an entourage of friends. It's too expensive and emotionally draining to think about how much money you're getting today versus yesterday. It's exhausting. Make sure you just have your needs covered and you can invest in your dreams. That's it. And if you happen to get rich, if you happen to hit the lottery with your dreams, then praise the Most High. But does that really matter? You're doing it, you're getting peace and quiet. Isn't that what matters? That you're dealing with your trauma a little easier? Every time you go after your dream in some way, you take one step. Isn't that just enough? How lonely are you when you're actually deep in to your dream? You're not that lonely. You're not that lonely. You ain't even thinking about material things. I don't think about material things when I'm inside of a palm and I'm living in an imagination of it. And it is what's real to me at that moment. I'm not even thinking about how fine I look. Artists, when they're creating, they're not thinking about that. They're not. They're not worried about how fine they are showing up at the studio or who they gonna see afterward. They're not thinking about none of that. Because they know that they come to heal. They come to cope, to learn better ways to cope with their secret pain. They have come to the studio to learn how to stop complaining about the pain unless it is going to be productive. And that's it. If you talking to somebody today, it could be your low vibrational twin or whatever, or society that's not like you or trying to be you or whatever, then you need to be like, okay, what we talk about, is it productive? Then we can't be talking. Is it productive? It don't have to make money what we're talking about. But do we got plans to reach a quiet end? We may not reach an agreeable ending, but we will reach a quiet ending. An ending where we both will walk away feeling like our energy was respected. Now, of course, you can get that feeling alone when you're in solitude being creative. But you still got to work on getting that with people who you keeping around. Otherwise, they're just going to be disturbing your peace. The mere presence of them, the mere presence of them is going to disturb your peace. Right when you think you're getting peace, when you're doing your creative work, those people are whooping and distorting your vibration. But you're taking other people's energy too. You're not the only one. Stop the negative thinking. Just stop the negative thinking. See, this is why I'm cutting back, y'all. 90% of my time is not going to be on any social where people are talking. I don't want to hear people talk no more. I'm sorry, that's how I feel now. And if this offended you, you don't have to listen to me. You can go to another person's channel. I'm so tired of hearing people complain about life. To me, that's still energy stealing. That's you dumping on me. Just let's stop complaining, y'all. It's not getting anyone anywhere. It's just going in circles. It's just going in circles. Oh, everybody, you, all this finger pointing. Let's just shut the hell up. Everybody just shut the hell up with that and do something productive. Sitting around just pointing fingers at everybody, it's not getting you nowhere. I'm getting somewhere with this. I'm getting views. I'm connecting to people. I'm getting downloads. I'm getting fresh air. I'm getting inspiration while I'm talking to y'all. But all that complaining is getting you nowhere. All it is keeping you in a loop. All it is, and you're a part of it. Spiritual warfare is real, but you're a part of it. Every time you run your mouth of how negative this world is, you are a part of the negative energy. Anytime you speak on how negative this world is, something in the morning every single day, you are still low vibrational. How about not forgiving? How about that one? How about just realize that people can do what they want to do, you do what you want to do? How about that? How about go get it back? How about go get it back? See it as a lesson. Stop complaining about it. Stop dwelling about it. That's not doing nothing. Go write a book about it. Go sing a song about it. Go take a class about it. But just stop talking about it. Stop talking about it to strangers. It's disrespectful. Y'all, I'm sorry. I had to get offline all yesterday evening because I got tired of hearing so many people complaining about their problems to random people, treating random people like unpaid therapists. It's getting exhausting. Go get there. If you can't shut up about your problems, go to the welfare office of your city and get a therapist. But stop treating the internet and these platforms like it's your free-for-all dumping of your emotions on everybody. Because to be honest, we all got our own problems and emotions, and some people really don't give a damn about yours. Or they don't give a damn in the moment. They're still trying to process the therapy session that they had that you should have had. Maybe with them. Y'all, I can't stand it when I'm in the process of getting my therapy and somebody, go get yours. Go get yours. Because this ain't therapy. Chatting it up on the comments on YouTube is not therapy. Don't think it is. You may feel like you told somebody and you feel better, but that sounds like energy vampirism. That's like vulnerable narcissism type stuff. I just dumped it on somebody and now I'm gonna go and feel a little better. No. You just left your trash in someone else's backyard. It's disrespectful. Go get a book. Read a book on what you're going through. Go get the book Big Magic. There's a book called Big Magic on YouTube. It talks about just living a creative life. First of all, if you ain't that creative, shut your mouth about your problems. Because you know you really ain't doing nothing about it. If all you doing is waking up and whining and you won't even pick up a pen to take a little free writing class with all these free resources on the internet that I would have loved to have in the 90s. I would have loved to have in the 80s. If you can't even take them to say I'm gonna do something, action to deal with my trauma, then just shut up. Y'all, I'm telling you, that's my test now. When I meet people out here, if within the first meeting that we go out, they want to run their mouth about what they're going through, I'll never see that person again. Because the world, everybody's not your therapist. And some people don't care to be. Some people are going through hell while you're dumping on them. I had so many people dumping on me on this channel while I was dealing with burying my mom and dad and brother back to back. My father died, my mother died, my father died, my brother died, my mother died, and my grandmother died in between two of those people. I went to 4 immediate family members back to back while people were dumping on me, and I was ready to knock somebody out. So at this point, y'all, put it in something creative, because guess what? While you're running your mouth about your problems, somebody's taking notes. Somebody's taking notes. Somebody's getting rich. Somebody's using mirror magic, crystal balls, or whatever to hear what you're talking about with your life. It happened to me. And they're going off and writing world-winning stories and records and all that about your life, and they're listening. Don't be fooled about this technology. There's more people listening right now in this video that's showing up there. You never know who can look through mirrors and stuff. And then some of y'all say, well, that's my life. I thought of that. Well, you shouldn't have kept talking about it. You should have put it in a product. That's why I'm not talking about my life out loud no more. I'm sick and tired of it showing up in movies, films, and records and books and stuff. I'm like, wow, I guess somebody listening to me or something. So that's why I be quiet. At this point, y'all, and I know some of y'all say, well, I can't take this energy in the morning hours. Then you obviously don't know how God works with the energy flow during the day. This is exactly the energy that you need. Something that will put fire up under your heels and get you going to take control of your life, and realize that talking ain't doing nothing but feeding everybody else all the time. It ain't doing much. Unless it's going to leave you with something physically you can hold in your hand. Because our ancestors were creators every day of their life. Throughout their day. All this just sitting around talking, surfing, watching TV, acting entitled to being rich and complaining about the system, it's getting very narcissistic. We're all being watched 24/7 by way more people than we think we are being watched. A lot of people are rich all because you ran your mouth. Y'all take it from somebody to know. I got stories for y'all. I was standing in front of a TV, a big TV that wasn't on. It was a lot of dark space when I was talking about a product that I was working on. Me and my daughter was talking about it. That product came out within a year later, and it was featured in a local store where we were at. I said, somebody was listening to me through that TV. I had another situation where we was working in a place where there was cameras. And me and this guy was talking about an idea that I had for a screenplay. Within a year later, the screenplay came out on Netflix, and it was a hit. I'm telling y'all what I'm telling y'all. Some of the stuff was inspired by my life. But I was talking around mirrors and cameras. So what I'm telling y'all is, no more talking online. Okay, unless it's a closed group, it's a private little group. You know, everybody that's listening, Don't even talk about your problems no more. Some of y'all don't even realize when y'all run y'all mouth to y'all therapists, they're writing books inspired by your life when you're in their therapy session. This world is like a dumpster field. Everybody dumpster diving to see what they can find. Keep your dumpster under lock and key, even if you think it's trash. All life has value. Everything that you go through has value. And I'm saying this because something came out today when I pulled the oracle, and it said now is the time to take action. It said focus on your creative gifts, and it had outside. Okay, some of y'all need to stop thinking about, you know, toxic love affairs or toxic marriages or toxic friendships. No more thinking about that. If you're going to think about it, you need to put it in something creative. You could manifest something so amazing today. It came out in the oracles. But if you're running your mouth online, you're going to miss the portal for it. You're going to miss it. So pick up your creative stuff and get something done. Something, okay? All right, bye everybody. I gotta go. I don't want to miss the portal. I got things to do. I gotta get a workout, I gotta walk, and I gotta exercise. So I'll see y'all later. I hope I see y'all on my lifestyle channel. If you want to hear my poetry or see my art, you can go to my lifestyle channel, okay? I posted the link in the community news. I'm going to be uploading videos there more often, starting today. Bye.